Hello, everyone. How are you doing? A crazy day yesterday, huh? I didn't go online to watch the games, and it was a conscious decision because it was a little bit much going on yesterday, and I didn't want to provide a platform for any kind of crazy that was going to happen. So I respectively just stood back and just watched things happen, and it was a good day. It was a really good day. But I will have a opening note about the anthem thing, just because we're going to run into it tonight when we play. But luckily, I run my own YouTube channel, so therefore I don't have to talk about anything. I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. And that particular thing I don't want to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about, but I will tell you why I'm not going to talk about that, nor anything like it in the future. We live in a world of trolls. And I've been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube and the internet a long time. I was making Cowboys videos before YouTube. So I have been trolled a lot. So they're complete attention seekers. But now, since the world is so internet driven, the trolls are everywhere. Your politicians do it. Your news media do it. MSN, non-MSN, it doesn't matter. All of them, they all are picking stories and saying things to make you move in a certain direction here or there. They're trolling you. And especially the social networks, they live on troll brains. They're driven by troll minds, if you know what I'm saying. That's what drives the social network. And that's why I had to step away from Facebook, because it was so nasty. I hadn't been over Facebook in over a year, really. I'm gonna stream my game probably tonight or next week. I'm gonna start streaming there again. But I stayed away from these things because they're so troll heavy. And my personal way to deal with trolls is I completely ignore them. That's the only way you can do it. Unless I like funny trolls now. I do. And to be honest, they know who they are. There's a few guys who are big members of my community, but they came by trying to troll me, and they were so funny at it that it was just amusing. And now they're solid friends of mine now so I don't mind them if you're funny, but the ones that are bringing the nasty, the ones that are trying to make, and this is the point, the ones that are trying to make you be nasty to someone else, you got to just ignore it. You can't watch television and get so mad at, oh, I can't believe he said that you take that energy outside and give it to your neighbors. You can't get on your internet like, oh my God, I can't believe that person said that, ooh, and walk outside and give that to your coworkers, the people that really exist. Because I'm telling you, if you walk out to the world, those trolls on the internet are still out there. But I guarantee you, in the real world, they won't be saying those things. They're only doing it for a certain reason. They probably don't even believe what they're putting down on what they're saying or what they're putting down. They're just doing it to make you move in a certain way. So right now, you can't be a victim of the trolls. And I'm so proud of the NFL for how they reacted yesterday, and they were not shook. And I've always loved the players and the coaches. I think I said that like 3 videos or 2 weeks ago back when I was talking about the Ezekiel Elliott thing. The coaches and the players in NFL, they're golden. They're golden. They've learned a lot, and they're so far beyond what society is dealing with. It's ridiculous. So it was almost like a lesson to the world on, this is how you come together, people. Now let's play football. So I'm not even stressful of what's going to happen with the Cowboys tonight. They'll talk about it, but we'll move on, and it'll be off. I mean, I didn't even talk about the Ezekiel Elliott stuff until it was right in front of our face, and we had to deal with it. Well, we probably weren't going to have Ezekiel Elliott when he got suspended. So if you don't affect this football team on the field, I'm probably not going to address it. Probably not. So that's all I'm going to do for future from on. If any of these little hot button subjects start popping, oh, do you think he did? Should he have? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it unless it affects us on the field. I'm not going to touch it. All right. Now to something far more important. Far more important. I got to sit back and watch the games yesterday, and I got to listen to Tony Romo. And he was great. He was great. Not good, not okay. No. He was great. He had so much knowledge. He had so much enthusiasm, and his corny jokes worked as well. Everything that Tony Romo worked. There was one time when was it Andy Dalton was throwing the ball, and he said, "He's open, just throw it." It was so because it was a real moment with Tony, like, throw it, Andy, throw it. And Andy didn't throw it and got sacked or whatever. It was like, I told you so. In that moment, I was like, man, I cannot wait till Tony Romo calls his first Eli Manning game and he gets to rip Eli. That's gonna be awesome. But and all that funny and all that kind of stuff, it made me think too, because in all those years, I don't think we have failed a player worse than we failed Tony Romo. And the degree that we failed Tony Romo, it got even greater yesterday when I got to listen to that guy and got to listen to him breaking down every single thing that was happening out there and just educating me on what was happening out there. I'm like, my God, we failed this dude. And I was from the time he got the starting position, I was at the training camp in San Antonio when Tony Romo first had his first start, and I saw us like, we're not doing Tony right. And then the Romo friendly offense that never materialized and all that kind of stuff, we never did him right. And he was something special. So I mean, look. I was the first driver of that Tony Romo bandwagon. I got tape. I got tape. Here it is. Wait, hold. I got tape. Look at my face. Look how much I love him. I was the driver of the Tony Romo bandwagon, and I'm about to get on that bandwagon again to get Tony Romo back here in this organization as soon as possible. As soon as possible. And I don't care. I got 1 or 2 more games for us to see us not execute from a coaching aspect. And I want Tony Romo just to sit on those sidelines, to put, even if just an assistant to the assistant of their assistant coach. I don't care what role you give him, but I want him to sit there and I want him to help out or whatever. And I want Jason Garrett and I want Scott Linehan to feel the heat of Tony Romo behind him, just like Wade Phillips felt the heat of Jason Garrett when Jason Garrett was behind him. Because I believe in that too. With the players, coaches like to have somebody up under that player to keep that player on the P's and Q's. And I like it with the coaches too. I like to have somebody right under there. Well, Tony Romo gonna take your job, Jason Garrett. And it's not a crazy thought. I've got this dude out here that I got 2 eyes on, Sean McVay, with these Rams, and he's like young enough to be my son almost. Not really. I'm not gonna age myself. I love aging myself, but I'm not gonna do it that much. But no, he's a young dude out here killing it. So I'm not. Hey, look. Couple more games. If we can, when we got a hard schedule here. If we don't come ready to play from a organizational aspect like we didn't last week, we got beat as an organization. We can't put that on players. It was obvious the players were put in horrible situation. You can't tell me Ezekiel Elliott should have ran for 100 yards in the first half when he only got 3 carries. Huh? You know, so look, I'm like that close to getting on the Tony Romo bandwagon to get him back in there, because I was completely floored yesterday when I was sitting there listening to him. If you hadn't listened to Tony Romo just yet, I think he's doing Thursday Night Football. I'm not sure. I think I heard that correctly. We'll find out later. But now get to our division and I'll let you go. Giants and Philly game, that was interesting. The Giants made some dumb mistakes, which makes you think there's something wrong with their coaching situation and their game planning and all that kind of stuff if they're making such big mistakes out there on the football field. So the Giants, I'm not worried about. They're still dangerous because they're a passing football team. And when they got in a situation where they can just throw, then they start coming back on Philadelphia and almost won. And like I said, they shoulda, woulda, coulda beat Philadelphia, in my opinion. They shoulda, woulda, coulda. But at the same time, I'm watching the entire season with Philly hater blocker shades on, and I got nothing for you. I want to hate Philadelphia so bad, and I want to pick their game apart, whatever, because I thought they were going to pass too much and be too Carson Wentz friendly. But they're doing it in a smart way. They're letting them do all the little check downs and stuff and all the short passes, and then letting them go downfield and letting Carson Wentz play like Carson Wentz wants to play, which is really scary on my end, because the dude's looking good. And the same thing with Washington. Washington was the team in our division I was the most afraid of coming into the season, because they built so much like us as far as the offensive structure, the game plan, and things like that. So they're going to run on you and they're going to play good defense, but they've done an excellent job with their defense. That front seven in the draft, the Jonathan Allens, Preston Smith, they've done an incredible job with their front seven, and with Josh Norman in the secondary and things like that. They've got something good on the defensive side of the ball, as well, as you saw last night, them shutting down and one of the best offenses in the league. So we've got our hands full with both of those teams. Listen to our schedule. That's 4 tough games right there with those 2 teams. Then the Giants, possibly, if they have Odell and they're put in a situation where they have to throw the ball, they're going to throw the ball. Then they're going to be a tough team. Then you have, who else we have? We have Oakland. We have San Diego. San Diego could be a trap game, because they're built just like Denver, where they can put some intense heat on us and they can score with Phillip Rivers. Kansas City, oh my God, I'm scared of them. Green Bay, Atlanta, Seattle, and the team that we have tonight, Arizona. So we have a tough schedule, and our coaching is going to have to be on point. We can't go in there and expect these young players, Dak and Zeke and these young secondary guys, these young defensive linemen and all that kind of stuff. We can't expect these young players to have enough knowledge to be able to handle a schedule like that on their own. They're going to need the guys that are experienced in the NFL to put them in the right positions to succeed. And right now, they're not doing it. So, look, man, they're going to have to do it to get through that row of games, because our schedule is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'll be online at least an hour before the game tonight. I'll be live at least an hour before the game tonight, and we'll watch this game. But I feel like we're going to come out and play well tonight, because we played so bad last week. But this is a tough team in Arizona, and they're a real good football team, and they're trying to get their act together just the same. So we'll see who really gets their act together tonight and becomes 2-1. All right, guys, see you tonight. Holla at you. Peace.